There's something most people don't understand about life. Chaos is not the enemy, and order is not the ultimate goal. The real art is learning to walk the razor's edge between the two, where stability and risk, comfort and danger, structure and adventure all exist in the same breath. Jordan Peterson's Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, is not a feel-good self-help book. It's a survival manual for a world that has grown too comfortable in its own safety and too paralyzed by its own fear. If 12 Rules for Life was about bringing order to chaos, this sequel is about preventing too much order from choking the vitality out of your life. Peterson begins with a stark warning. Meaning doesn't come from avoiding chaos. It comes from voluntarily confronting it. His first insight is about not carelessly denigrating social institutions or creative achievement. In the modern age, we've become so quick to criticize governments, traditions, hierarchies, even the very structures that allow us to live without fear of starvation or violence. But when you tear something down without understanding the function it serves, you invite a different form of chaos, one that is far more destructive. It's easy to mock the cathedral, but much harder to build one. The point isn't blind obedience to tradition, it's humility in the face of systems that have stood the test of time. They may be imperfect, but they often hold the wisdom of countless generations. Destroy recklessly, and you'll pay in ways you can't predict. From there, he moves to something more personal. Imagine who you could be, and then aim single-mindedly at that. People are too content to drift, to take life as it comes, hoping it will deliver them somewhere worth being. But hope without a target is just passive suffering. Peterson insists you need a vision, a specific image of who you could become if you applied all your effort, discipline, and courage. Without that vision, you're a ship without a rudder. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Your life is short, brutally short. To waste it on aimlessness is to disrespect the gift of existence. Next comes the rule that may be hardest for the modern ego. Do not hide unwanted things in the fog. The fog is where we push everything we don't want to see. Problems in our relationships, fears about money, health issues we hope will fix themselves, dreams we're too scared to pursue. The fog feels safe because it hides the truth, but it also hides the path forward. The longer you avoid clarity, the heavier your invisible burden becomes, until it crushes you. The cure is confrontation. Brutal, honest, unflinching confrontation with what is. Peterson then warns about the danger of abandoning your values to achieve ambition. Ambition is good. It drives innovation, growth, achievement. But it becomes corrosive when it demands that you betray yourself. History is filled with people who traded their soul for power, only to find that the victory was hollow. The real challenge isn't winning at all costs. It's defining the costs you will never pay, no matter the prize. Integrity is a fragile thing, and once lost, it's almost impossible to rebuild. Another rule cuts to the core of human connection. Do not do what you hate. Life will force you to endure discomfort and hard work, but that's not the same as soul rot. When you do something you despise day after day, whether it's a job, a lifestyle, or a relationship, you poison your own spirit. And over time, that poison leaks out as bitterness, resentment, and quiet desperation. Peterson isn't suggesting you quit at the first sign of difficulty. He's saying you must differentiate between pain that strengthens you and pain that corrodes you. From here, he reminds us of something primal. Notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. Most people run from responsibility because it feels heavy, but that's exactly where the gold is. If you want to stand out, look for the work no one else wants to do, the problems no one else will solve, and take ownership. That's where leadership is born. When you carry weight voluntarily, you don't just gain respect from others, you gain respect for yourself. Another vital insight: do not avoid the world's suffering. The temptation is to shield yourself from pain, to retreat into comfort, to turn away from the tragedies of life. But you cannot develop depth or wisdom without facing the reality of death, loss, injustice, and grief. It's through that confrontation that compassion, strength, and resilience are forged. The heroes we admire, in history, in stories, in real life, are those who stepped willingly into the suffering of others to bring light. Peterson also gives a warning about the seduction of ideology. Ideologies are tempting because they offer simple answers to complex problems. They give you a tribe, a script, and the illusion of moral superiority. But ideology flattens reality. It replaces the messy, uncomfortable truth with slogans and dogma. And when you surrender your mind to an ideology, you stop thinking, stop questioning, stop evolving. The antidote is to stay open, to challenge your own beliefs as ruthlessly as you challenge others. Another deeply practical rule: work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, Peterson doubles down on the value of mastery. Pick something, anything worthy, and throw yourself into it with everything you have. Not for a week, not for a month, but long enough to see what happens when you give your all. The results will shock you, because the world rewards relentless focus in ways it never rewards scattered effort. Then there's the lesson about maintaining romance in long-term relationships. Love is easy in the beginning. It's a rush of novelty, excitement, and infatuation. But real love is built, not found. It demands work, creativity, and continual effort. If you want passion to last, you can't let the relationship fall into autopilot. You must deliberately create moments of connection, adventure, and shared meaning. One of the most challenging rules deals with the necessity of beauty. We underestimate how much our environment shapes our mood, our thinking, our ambition. When you make your surroundings beautiful, whether it's your home, your workspace, or your appearance, you remind yourself that life can be more than just survival. Beauty inspires us, grounds us, and gives us something worth preserving. And finally, Peterson ends with a truth that might be the most counterintuitive of all. Be grateful in spite of your suffering. Life will hurt you. That's guaranteed. But gratitude is a choice to see beyond the pain, to acknowledge the good that remains, and to recognize the gift of being alive at all. Gratitude doesn't erase suffering, but it gives you the strength to endure it without becoming bitter. These 12 rules are not gentle suggestions. They are demands. Demands that you step out of passivity, that you confront life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Beyond Order isn't about comfort. It's about growth through the deliberate balancing of chaos and stability. It's a reminder that the good life isn't free from pain or risk, but built from the courage to face them head on. If you can walk that edge, respecting tradition while daring to create, confronting suffering while building beauty, holding fast to your values while pursuing ambition, then you can live not just with order, but with purpose. And purpose in the end is worth every scar you'll collect along the way.